Hello traders, this is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me today for another video. I am so glad you can be here with me. Guys, today I'd like to talk to you about the trade setup that I missed this morning. Woke up specifically for this trading opportunity and missed it. And the reason I missed it is because I talked myself out of it. And I asked myself, was I willing to risk this much money on this trade setup? And I said no, and I missed out on like 100 pip trade. It would have been almost 100 pips once my rules said that I could enter. Even though we got to close below this 10 and the close below this 50 period SMA, I did not get in because of the distance here. Want to remind you guys that Forex is a random event. The trade setup that brought you huge amounts of money yesterday can be the same setup that eats your lunch today. This is the thing. In order for your trades to work out after you enter, someone else or a whole group of someone else's, they have to agree with your analysis and be willing to put their money on the table in order to make your money grow. Now, if somebody with a whole lot more money than you decide something else, guess what? You'll find yourself on the wrong side of the trade. And it happens even in the best trade setup. Now, because you don't know what the market's going to do, if the market does what you don't want to, be prepared to cut. Be prepared to cut that trade and give yourself an advantage. Now, it's better to miss a trade that you wish you were in than to be in a bad trade that you were wishing that you were out of. So that's important too. But you'll see, like I said, talk myself out of this trade. But using the horizontal line here, you can see how wonderfully that trade worked out all the way down. All the way down. It got to some places where it was scary. And like I said, I'm watching all of this live because I'm waiting for one or two things to happen. I am waiting for a bounce and a retracement so that I can short it, or a bounce off of a major moving average so that I can go back long. But it didn't work out that way. It fell down, well, a little bit over 100, but it fell down 100 straight pips. Guys, that's why it's so important for you to have written rules. And I'll tell you, I have written rules. I have my rules written on a giant poster board right in my face, because sometimes after I've been tricked so much, I get a little bit emotional and I have to look at the rules to remind me what to do. Now, this is the thing. The market is an emotional event, especially if it's costing you money. It doesn't matter how angry you get. It doesn't matter how upset you get, as long as you make yourself do the right thing. I'll tell you, your number one job in Forex or in any market is to preserve your capital. Preserving your capital is your number one job. Making profits and all of the rest of that stuff, that's secondary. But your number one job is to preserve your capital. Because if you preserve your capital, use good discipline with good trading rules, you can't help but prosper. You cannot help but prosper. So I just wanted to remind you guys not to listen to the dialogue in your head if the market's showing you something else. And let me show you how simple that would have been. Had I entered right here, if I had to close above this candle, guess what? I would have been out. That would have been the end of it. But I did not want to risk my paper on a trade that may not have worked out for me, and you can see how I lost out. I do plan to make an accompanying blog to go with this, so within the next couple of days or so, at least by next week or mid next week, I hope to have the blog to go with this. But guys, pay more attention to your chart than the dialogue in your head. The dialogue in your head has lots of stuff. It has all of these memory files of the times that you got tricked, of the time that that particular pattern didn't work out for you. Forex is random. They change things all the time. So the dialogue in your head is about what happened in the past. Your chart is telling you a right now truth. That's why your chart is always your best teacher. Guys, you can absolutely do this. You can be successful at Forex. Have a terrific trading week.